that way.
Is it the case that components that can easily be converted into something constitute that thing before they are converted as a matter of ordinary usage?
I think that as a matter of ordinary usage, we're not suggesting that any statutory reference to one thing includes separate and distinct things that can be readily converted. So shifting to our arguments under framer-receiver, subparagraph
No,
B.
I want to stick with the definition of weapon for just a second.
Oh, sure.
I'm going to show you. Here's a blank pad, and here's a pen. All right? Is this a grocery list?
I don't think that that's a grocery list, but the reason for that is because there are a lot of things you could use those products for to create something other than a grocery list.
All right,
and so it's not like they're...
If I show you, I put out on a counter some eggs, some chopped up ham, some chopped up pepper and onions. Is that a Western omelet?
No, because again, those items have well-known other uses to become something other than an omelet. The key difference here is that these weapon parts kits are designed and intended to be used as instruments of combat, and they have no other conceivable use. And I think the further evidence comes from the fact that respondents themselves agreed that a disassembled gun qualifies as a weapon. So this is on page 37
okay, so
of the
that's
Vanderstock
helpful.
brief.
So your definition is a group of components that can readily be converted into something and have no other use. They must have no other use in order to constitute that thing.
In
that situation, they already constitute that thing.
I think that you can recognize that something is a weapon even if it's non-functional, if it is clear from objective evidence.
No, I think that certainly is true from the face of the statute, because it has to be, it's sufficient if it's capable of being converted into something that can expel a projectile. All right, thank you.
General Prelogger, I just want to follow up on Justice Alito's question about the omelet. Would your answer change if you ordered it from HelloFresh and you got a kit and it was like turkey chili, but all of the ingredients are in the kit?
Yes, and I think that that presses on the more apt analogy here, which is that we are not suggesting that scattered components that might have some entirely separate and distinct function could be aggregated and called a weapon in the absence of this kind of evidence that that is their intended purpose and function. But if you bought, from Trader Joe's some omelet-making kit that had all of the ingredients to make the omelet and maybe included whatever you would need to start the fire in order to cook the omelet and had all of that objective indication that that's what's being marketed and sold, we would recognize that for what it is. And it doesn't stretch plain English to say, I bought omelets at the store if you bought all of the ingredients that were intended and designed to make them, especially under statutory language that refers to something like breakfast foods or things that can be readily converted to make breakfast.